Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here, and we have a list of 19 properties today coming off the weekend. So a nice big list. It's a lot of fun. There's some good properties today, so let's get started. Now, when I said nice, I didn't necessarily mean this first one on Edwards. Now, we'll give them a break because there's tenants in here, but this might be the messiest house I've seen probably photographed in the last 5 years. Parquet floor on the main floor is probably not going to help. There's just stuff everywhere. I mean, I feel sorry for the agent because it's not going to be an easy sale on this one. Price-wise, they haven't even really put it in as a deal. There is a finished basement. The home is 1130 square feet plus that finished basement. I mean, they could have done better with the photos. If the house is that cluttered, there's no need to put a picture of the garage. It's going to be a tough one. Now, I like this one on Pennington Trail. I like the location too. Anytime you're close to Main and Thompson, this is in the Dempsey neighborhood, it's generally a very convenient place to live. The GO train is there. You've got the leisure center. You've got the Center for the Arts and the main branch of the library. Inside, there's nice finishes, and they've taken good care of it. I mean, there's a lot of things about this home that I know were not builder finishes. That tile in the bathtub was probably not builder finish. They have put a lot of work into this home that I know that they didn't have when they started. So it's a good price for a townhouse. We're talking about larger, 2,500 square feet of livable space for $435. I've seen townhouses almost half that living space that have gotten up at this number. It's a great deal. Now, Fitzgerald is a semi-detached, and at $435, again, fantastic deal. 2 in a row, both at the same price, and I think both of them are really kicking out, like definitely have the potential to sell for more. You have one main room, plus you've got your kitchen with the eat-in, and then you've got your finished basement too. There's a nice size, about 94-foot property, interlock stone, awesome stuff. It's going to sell fast. Now, Sloane is 1,740 square feet plus the finished basement. It's linked by the foundation, but it looks like a detached from the outside. It's at $489. Here's the thing that I find with this home. Everything is very narrow. The third bedroom is 8.4 feet wide, which is not very large. I don't know how you could even get into this table. If you were the unfortunate person that had to sit on the far side, good luck. You probably have to climb over the table. So function-wise, that's the thing. Raw square footage for this kind of price isn't bad, but what kind of a layout are we dealing with? That's just as important as the raw square footage. Potentially, you might be able to do 2 cars side by side in the driveway here. And then looks like there is a washroom down in the basement too. And there you go, backyard. Not sure how much grass is in the backyard based on these photos. We'll see what happens with it. It's one of those things where it could go either way. Now, Rule is at $549. It's a I think it's a Plan 5 corner. I get confused with the numbers sometimes. 1,638 square feet, 3 bedrooms plus a finished basement. In this neighborhood, in the last probably 60 days, there's been 2 of them that have sold over $560 and above without a finished basement. So we know it's a good deal. You're also the brick elevation, which people paid more for. And based on this shot, I think I know who lives here.
George of the jungle, strong as he can be. Watch out for that tree.
So main floor, there's one larger room here. And so it looks like 2 rooms the way that they did this, but it's just one large space. And then you've got 3 bedrooms upstairs plus a loft. That's the finished basement there. It has a 3-piece washroom. So whenever we talk about pieces, 2 pieces sink and toilet, and then the 3rd piece is typically a shower. 4th piece is when there's a shower and tub. And 5-piece might even be a double sink. It could be a bidet. There could be lots of things. It could be 5-piece. But it refers to the number of fixtures coming out of the wall. And there you go. Fantastic deal. Detached home, MacDougall Crossing. It is a Sterling model, so it's just over 2,000 square feet. It faces the park too. You get some nice escarpment views at the end of that park. So the front part of this home, wonderful, wonderful views. And so this area could be a home office. It's a separate living room. So it'd be really fun to put your desk here and then just have those lovely You probably get the sunsets in the afternoon and in the evening. I've never seen this before where they've actually carried the granite down and forward. So that can be a great backstop if your kids like to play hockey. It's probably, it's pretty much indestructible if you have any kids that bang into it or dogs or anything. Anyway, I like this home. It's very well done. The pictures, the way they've kept it, I think is just awesome. It's the 4-bedroom version upstairs, which I tend to prefer. They're not huge rooms, but I think having the 4 in this size of home is definitely preferred, and it opens your audience up compared to the 3. And they've got 2 separate spaces in the basement, well finished downstairs, interlock outside. I think these guys are going to sell for at or above asking. I think they're doing a really good job with this one, and the pride of ownership just oozes out of it. Now, Reese Court, Wellington model. I really like the way this one is set up. This is one of the model homes that, if you remember on Brothers Crescent, how Mattamy had a couple model homes. And so here's the thing about these drone shots is that you'll see them a couple times in today's list. They're starting to become something that's used more often. I think that Jeff Goldblum said it best in Jurassic Park when he said this.
Yeah, but your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they didn't stop to think if they should.
Not always is it a good idea to use aerial shots. And what I mean by that is if you go through the house, it's 3,400 square feet. There's a ton of space in here. The yard isn't bad, but I find this shot actually makes the yard look small, and it shows you all of the different homes directly behind. So this is a nice shot, but it doesn't connect to the home. So if we even had some rooftops right here, it would show how it faces the pond. Got some nice escarpment views here too. But backing onto green space in a pond is far more desirable than facing it. I do think this is one of the biggest lots that Mattamy puts out, but you don't get really any of that. And I know it's hard with the snow, but the point is that aerial shot, I don't know if it's helping them. It actually makes things look very cluttered. I appreciate the efforts, and I like the fact that drone photography opens up a whole other arsenal for us. But Jeff Goldblum said it best. Now we move over to the Oakville Milton Real Estate Board, and there's 3 listings in that list. I'm going to talk about the last one, which is on 14 Side Road. You can see in the picture here that here's the escarpment, and you're very close to town too. 14 Side Road is pretty much Main Street when you keep going east. It's a massive piece of land here, 2.699. So what they say in the description is rare opportunity to build an exceptional home. First of all, you're going to be in escarpment protected zone, so you're going to go through NEC versus going through the town. So you may be limited by that. The second thing is if you're going to build, you're not going to build any less than probably 4,000 square feet on this kind of property. So you're almost $1 million to build it. And then you're at 3.7 million. And how many people are actually going to do that? I think in the last 5 years, maybe 3 or 4 properties have sold over $3 million. So it's such a narrow audience, because what we find is Milton, as nice as the country is, we start losing people to lakefront at that kind of budget. They'll go down to Oakville. They'll get a beautiful house in Oakville for the same price. So it can be very difficult to sell stuff over that 3 million mark. Here's the thing. With this size of land, 39 acres functionally isn't that much different than 10. I know there's people that are going to respond and say, well, yes, it is. But really, even the value for your first acre is the highest, and then you move to 2 to 5 acres, and then 10, and we start to see a diminishing return. I don't know if it's possible or not, but my whole point with that is it better to split this land up into a few different chunks? I don't know if NEC would be okay with that, but if they were, I would think it would be easier to sell 5 pieces of land at 1/5 of the cost of 2.7 million, 500,000-600,000 each, than it would be to sell this big chunk of land and expect somebody on top of that to build a house. So anyway, that's I could see this one definitely being a challenge to sell. It will not be an easy one. It's probably not going to sell in a week. And the other thing is that to finance vacant land is much. You require a much bigger downstroke from most lenders, often to the tune of at least 50% of the down payment. And at this price point, there's only a handful of people that would be able to write a check for 1.3 or higher. So anyway, interesting home, great location, awesome. Future value of this land is almost guaranteed, especially as Milton continues to grow. There's going to be a lot of people that want to be close to town, but not necessarily in it. So that's the list. If you want to see anything in today's list, definitely give us a call. 19 properties, and remember, watch out for the
Free! George of the jungle ran to